Everyone, how are you? It's Gina. Thank you for stopping by and joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. Now, if you've been watching my channel for the past, well, I guess a week or two, I've been focusing on preparing to create a journal. And this is really big right now in the arts and crafts industry. There's junk journals and I can't even name all the different kinds. There's just all kinds of fun stuff that they're doing now. And so I wanted to create one. And in preparation, I've been trying to create ephemera. Now, a lot of the videos I've seen, there are a lot of people that use pieces of fabric and lace and paper, all coffee dyed, coffee stained or coffee dyed. And there's a whole process for doing that. And I was watching a video the other night just trying to learn how one of my favorite YouTubers does her coffee stain. And it's not really hard, but it seemed pretty time consuming, I guess you could say. And it is still something I want to try, but when I was listening, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could figure out how to create the coffee stained look without actually having to do all of those steps. So I messed around, I started pulling out some squares, and this is what I came up with. Let me put it on something else so you can maybe see it better. So I just kept playing around, and when I was done, I had a couple of thoughts. I thought, one, you know, this looks pretty darn close to some of the fabrics that I've seen that have been coffee dyed. Maybe not exact, but pretty close. And my second thought was, you know what, maybe somebody else would like to know how I did this. So here I am with this video. So hang in there, and I'm going to show you how I created the coffee stained look without using coffee or doing any of that process. Okay, so I've taken out a couple of squares. Oops, looks like several squares. That's okay. And I'm going to lay something down. This has been used a little bit, but it'll be okay. So here's what I did. It's very simple. Okay, so I laid down my square, and I was thinking outside the box. One of those moments. And I grabbed my tape. And I first started out with Scotch tape, to be honest, but since this was thicker, I then moved to this. And what this is painter's tape. I believe I got this at Lowe's when I was painting a room. This is Duck brand, and it's clean release duct tape, I guess. But it's not very sticky. So I figured that would work perfect. Okay, so you're going to cut off a piece of your tape. Now what I used is my distressed inks, and I used mostly the vintage photo, but some of the special, I guess you could call it special effects, like the lines and such, I used with the walnut stain. But first let's just try to get the coffee part down, the regular coffee stain, and for that I did use the vintage photo. So here's what I did. On the sticky side of the tape, let me put this over here. I just laid down my vintage photo distress ink. And at this point I didn't really want a lot of lines, so I wasn't just stamping, because then you really do, it looks like the little square of your ink pad. So I was just kind of rubbing it around. Cover your tape as best you can. Oops, alrighty. And then I just laid it down over my fabric and just rubbed it on. Okay, and when you peel it up, that's what you get. Isn't that neat? And so I just did it again. It'd be great if you had if you have a piece of tape that's not super sticky, but that's wider, that would be great. But, if you're just using a little thin piece of fabric, then this, that will be perfect. So I don't know. What's wider tape than this? I don't know. that would be super awesome. But yeah, this isn't very sticky, so I think that's partly why this works so well. Okay, and then and you only have to lay it down the same, the same pattern. You can kind of go crossways. Okay, just rub it good. Okay, and you lift it up. And yeah, I think I have a little bit left over here. Let's see. Yeah, and there we go. Okay, I want to do a little bit more. Try to hit some places that I missed. I always have the hardest time getting the edges. Let's see. Edges and corners. They like to be tricky. Okay, we do a little bit more. Now you can go over places you've already done and make it darker. So you can continue to use the same vintage photo to create darker, splotchier areas. Like once I get good coverage over everything, I kind of went back and just, added just little spots of darker. Yeah. Just kind of went over it again. You want to, because a lot of times it's splotchy. The coffee dyed look. So I just kind of create little splotchy places. Okay, where's my piece of paper again? Okay, there we go, like that. Isn't that cool? Yeah, is it exactly? Maybe not, but from the video, the videos that I was watching, it's pretty close. But it gives it that aged sepia look as well, which works great for, like you can put a little embellishment in the middle. And I did some where I ripped it. Let's see. Here, this was actually, I used some green. And just put a cut into it and just ripped it. Here's another one. And here I also used different colors as well. This is the aged mahogany. You all know that's one of my favorite colors. I did that with that. And I think this may have been just the walnut stain on that little patch. So I don't know that that's coffee dye, but it just shows you that you can use other colors on this fabric and create really cool looks. Okay, now as far as creating the lines, let me show you how I did that. I took my piece of tape again, right? Oops, I'm done with the vintage photo. I'm going to move to the walnut stain. Okay, so on my piece of tape, I used the edge of my little square of my stamp and just drew lines. Now I know there are distress pins, and so for this, that would probably be a really good thing to use, but I don't have those. So you have to kind of work with what you've got. Oops. I just kind of drew some lines with my little ink pad, and so you put those down and you just rub them on just like you did before. Oops, I'm probably shaking the camera, I'm sorry. Hope this whole video isn't shaky. Okay, so you pull it off and there's your lines. Isn't that cool? I thought that was really fun, and it didn't take very long at all. So this is the lazy man's version, lazy woman's version of a coffee stained piece of cloth. So that's really it. I just wanted to share that with you, and hopefully somebody will find that helpful and help expedite your project, but hopefully help give you that same look that you would have gotten with a coffee stain. And that's it for me. So this was a super quick video, but I did want to share it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would really appreciate it if you'd click that subscribe button And you can always hit the bell if you want to make sure that you don't miss whenever I upload a new video. That's it for this one. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.